Yo, what up, though? I don't know if y'all know or not, but Brian Flores do not have a contract with the Minnesota Vikings after this season. And many reports came out during the offseason that Brian Flores was going to get a contract extension in the summertime, but that never got done. Like, he is right now not under contract with the Minnesota Vikings after this year. And to me, that's really kind of alarming because let's be for real. B-Flow is the glue that kept the football team together. And if the Vikings lose Brian Flores, I feel like the team is going to take a step back. I don't care how y'all feel. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. The Wolves need to give Brian Flores a contract like ASAP. I don't care if he's looking to be a head coach. He still can have a defense coordinator contract with the Minnesota Vikings. That means that contract get ripped up. But what it showed me and tell me is Brian Flores can go other places to interview to be a head coach, and he can interview to be a defense coordinator somewhere else. Now, this is the question I want to ask people. Do Brian Flores even want to be here in Minnesota? Because why don't this man have a contract yet and the season is about over with? So the Vikings is trying to see if he gonna take a head coaching job. What if a new coach who get hired somewhere ask Brian Flores to be his defensive coordinator / assistant head coach like he was in Pittsburgh? I'm pretty sure he might take that job because he don't have a contract with the Minnesota Vikings. And with no contract, you can talk to any NFL team about any kind of opening they had. To me, that's where the Minnesota Vikings is messing up at. You offer Brian Flores a contract. If he take it or not, that's up on him. I don't know if they offer him a contract or what, but to me, Brian Flores need to be under contract for at least 3 or 4 more years. However long Kwesi and Kelsey contract is, that's the same lift Brian Flores contract needs to be. Or Brian Flores, he might see the writing on the wall. He might feel like KOC and Kwesi might get canned next year. So why do I want to stick around with a team where I know I'm going to be searching for a new job next year? So he might be trying to look for a new team to go to be a defensive coordinator. Because I don't believe he's going to be a head coach. I think he should get another chance because we seen what he did with the Minnesota Vikings defense. I just was thinking about that when I was live. Like, we ain't got Brian Flores under contract, and that's kind of crazy to me. That means this man can talk to anybody with any type of coordinator job for their team just because he is currently a free agent at the end of week 18. And I don't like that one bit. I'm not going to lie to y'all. The Vikings need to find a way to fix that, man. Because Brian Flores, he did wonders with this defense. No matter how you feel about the defense, he turns the defense around with the stuff he is working with, man. And if the Minnesota Vikings lose Brian Flores, I don't know what they do for the defense coordinator, man. Because let's be for real. A lot of players probably won't survive in another defensive scheme. I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. The Vikings need to give Brian Flores a contract. Just give him one. If he leave, be a head coach, you rip the contract up anyway. But if you give him a contract, that means he can't talk to like the Tennessee Titans about their defensive coordinator job. He can't talk to other people who might like. He might want to go to Cincinnati. Hell, they need a defensive coordinator, and I forgot their head coach. Now he might make Brian Flores the assistant head coach. You never know. But the Vikings do not have this man under contract, and at the end of the season, he can talk to any team about any coaching opening they have. And I don't like that for the Minnesota Vikings. Man, the Vikings need to find a contract for Brian Flores ASAP before this season is over with. I know y'all going to say, oh, if you don't get a head coaching job, he's going to come. That's not no guaranteed. I feel y'all, but let's be for real. When we know coaches are leaving to become head coaches, they still have contracts with their former team until they leave. Like, this right here is new to me. I don't know. Maybe this happen all the time, but I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comment section in the comment section below, man. But Brian Flores is not under contract with the Minnesota Vikings. And Brian Flores, to me, is another person who can help develop J.J. McCarthy. We need to keep Brian Flores inside the Minnesota Vikings, man. Because offenses, no. It's hard going against that defense. And that make the job way easier for the fucking quarterback, especially a young quarterback like we had. We need to keep B-Flow around for at least 3 more years until we get JJ developed the way we want to get to the way we want him. But he need a contract, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Brian Flores need a contract with the Minnesota Vikings, like now.